Hi, I'm Edward, CEO and Creative Director of Edward J. Sajovic Design, New York. My firm serves as a creative think tank and production source for visual displays shipped worldwide or a single statement in a landmark location. I bring a modern take to traditional and holiday seasonal displays. Throughout the year, I design and install custom holiday and seasonal visual displays for clients like Harry Winston, Michael Kors, and Henry Bendel. 2012 marked my firm's 5th year in business, but the celebration was over as soon as it had begun. My business partnership soured, stalemate staff began awful rumors and gossip, and clients were left to question their once favored source. Open a gift box full of these scenarios, and you'll understand why I nearly lost the company. After cleaning shop, I took full executive control and hired a new sales, creative, and production staff. I've got my fab firm back, and we're taking on our biggest project to date, the complete design and installation of a Soho-based flagship store. Join us for a sparkling season as we reveal Edward J. Sajovic on display. I studied at FIT for 2 years in the Visual Display and Exhibition Design program. I first started taking classes in the evenings in the Interior Design program, and then quickly stumbled upon a professor and a group of students who were doing an installation of a visual display. I inquired about the program and was told that it was actually Visual Display and Exhibition Design. I began freelancing in a number of different creative venues, anywhere from Henry Bendel to Bloomingdale's to Bergdorf Goodman, the city's top retailers, and even a few small projects here and there that I managed on my own. It was a great way to get my feet wet very early and sort of start to experience the pros and cons of what we do as visual designers. Edward J. Sajovic Design was started in 2007. We had a really great response with clients, and it became very, very popular. 2012, dun 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 dun. 2012, I would say, was probably the best year and the worst year of the firm. The best year because we had a landslide of clients. The worst year now because it was sort of a big divide between my business partner and myself for a number of different reasons that sort of may remain a little bit more private at this time. So we had a wonderful project skip past our table. It was a fast little gig, but one that we could definitely achieve, and hey, we always love working with a new client. So a client came to us. They're a new lounge space that's actually opening up in Long Island City. And they're a sexy, sort of chic, modern aesthetic, very much the new trend in the industry, and they're opening a space that's sort of multi-function. They'll have some special events regularly throughout the week, and then the space is also available for rental for a special event. That said, they needed some cover art and different theme or mood sort of evoking images that would best represent their space and also sort of nod back to the great views of Manhattan they're going to have located on the roof of their space. So what better than us to reach out to for all things creative and unique and sort of thought-evoking and a wonderful little teaser project that swam past us. That said, it all seemed too simple. So that morning I planned to be shooting approximately by noon. Unfortunately, I had to go to the Long Island City Police Department and fill out a police report for all of the missing items that magically disappeared from our warehouse and storage facility. I'm involved in a legal separation with my business partner. Like they say, it's a true marriage in business as it is in life, and there are certain things to separate and divide, that of which remains in the court's hands. Well, limited by my abilities to be on site at the office to photograph and style here, I basically sketched little sketches in between notes and notepads and sent them via text. It didn't lead to the greatest understanding. arrived at the office, a progress of the set that we wanted to produce not far along at all. Set.
You can go like
AY1. Maybe this one.
this is IS, this is AS. And this there.
Also, the challenge there was that the labeling that matched mannequin to mannequin, either torso to leg section or arm to arm, was totally covered up or missing or scratched off over time. And not having me on set, knowing the poses more so a little bit better than she, it just created a whole bunch of havoc.
Can someone grab me one of those guys, please?
What else?
Well, a few more clamps, Steve.
Cocktail.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna do one here. Like this. That's it. Then we'll take that. Almost do like a panel this way. If you could clip, I mean like here.
Okay, hold on. On the bottom here?
Yeah.
I got a drill coming up anyway.
Okay.
Drill coming up.
That or like even go into here and pop a hole there, and then just do like a baling wire sort of quickly. You sort of lose her angle, right?
Huh?
You lose her angle here. Like she should almost, if we're gonna do it, like run her from the side. But then you lose so much. Veronica, can you rotate her so that her hand is pointing towards Manhattan? Like the whole body. Grab from the legs and turn. That's already better though. Oh, even that is sort of a little bit more. Bring it back a little. Here.
The mannequins had been stored for a number of months. After seeing the space and noting everything else that was happening, I had no clue when they opened these boxes what was inside. However, they weren't too badly damaged. Once we got them assembled and put back together again, a nice little coating of black gloss spray did just the trick. We initially went for this sort of Moulin Rouge, red, sexy look with the apparel selections. It got a little bit risque in a not so good direction once we sort of viewed everything on site. So I went with a little bit more neutral palette, simple blacks, beiges, creams, a little bit of gray or copper, more of the neutrals or metallics mixed. Even within that though, there were very far and few selections and the time was limited, so going and shopping new garments or contacting a few freelance designers was totally not an option. So I looked to what we had in our archives and shredded it up a bit. And I think the results were pretty cute.
Your side?
Can you give me a bunch of the packing film, the styro wrap, the white? I'm just gonna give her like this like towel.
Got it.
up the outfit, and the black and white ones came in later.
Of
course. We stole the costumes from the local high school theater performing Pirates of Penzance.
Is she wearing it?
She's gonna be wearing it. Can you get it on her?
I can't get her on.
It actually snaps in.
Yeah. How about the dress? You want the dress back?
So the classic Edward J. Sujovic, I took the white suit and sort of revamped it. I took the best of it, the fact that there was quality and body to the material itself, rouged it up, snipped it up, tucked it, pinned it, taped it, and it sort of had this unique modern effect.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
So with the styling finished, we decided to begin snapping off the camera. I hated the early evening photographs. So I decided to do that creative override and the executive decision and wait until it was a little bit more darker and the sky and backdrop sort of a little bit more moodier. We threw some lights interwoven in between the mannequins and the props, and voila. We had something with a little bit more integrity, curiosity, sexiness, and romance, and a sort of chic modern vibe, all mixed with the Manhattan skyline. Once the final shots were taken and we called it quits for the night, the one last step was to turn the lights off and then tear everything down. It took about 15 minutes, luckily. It's the Benjamin Moore metallics. And then we could spray them out tomorrow, and that's it. It'll like clean them up a little bit. But I was gonna the other. As usual, takedown consists of memories of that day's install, what we did the last time, and also what we're doing next week and the next day even. As a young executive moving forward alone, I'd like to think that all of these scenarios and events that happen day in and day out are sort of little lessons learned, if you will. The lesson I learned today was definitely to put a little bit more faith sometimes in just luck and your staff and those who are closest to you to always help out and make things happen. And not be so tied to one necessary idea. Things change, winds do a blow and knock things over, and then you get back up again and you just press on and move forward. I think that's the best thing that I've learned in the past and present, and what was on display in today's lesson.